Hi guys, I'm Demetria, and this channel is about entrepreneurship, self-care, and productivity. And the past 10 years, I've spent this channel talking about homeschooling, home education. So back in about 6 months ago, maybe October, November or so of 2021, I made a decision to only talk about productivity and business and entrepreneurship on this channel, since I was not homeschooling in a traditional manner any longer. And what I've decided to do since then, as of recently, is to bring a lot of those business videos over to what used to be my business channel. And so you guys can find business videos and entrepreneurship videos over at my other channel. So go check out my channel. It is now called Mompreneurs and Heels. That channel is going to have all my videos about business. This channel, I'm just going to leave it the homeschooling channel that it was, because I have built 10 years of home education videos here, and that seems to be what everybody wants to see on this channel. So I'm going to leave that alone. You guys can keep seeing my homeschool videos here. Because I don't homeschool traditionally any longer, though, and we are doing online school, as you can see in my last video, it talks about why we chose online school for my youngest daughter. Because of that, a lot of my videos won't be homeschool centric, but you might find an occasional online school type video once in a while. So stay tuned for that kind of content. So I'm doing a little switcheroo here from what I announced 6 months ago, but it's because I see that the need for the homeschool content it's still there, and I still have the content here. So I just want to make sure that I'm navigating this correctly, and that if you want business content, you can go to Mompreneurs and Heels on YouTube. And if you still want my homeschool content, you can stay here, okay? And now I want to announce to you that the Christian Homeschool Moms Podcast is back. So it has been MIA since 2020, and now being 2022, it's been a 2-year hiatus. And I posted last week, which is spring break, March 2022, about what happened with the podcast and what needs to change on the podcast, what I'm going to do differently from now on, and why I left. And so you're going to be able to hear all the tea, everything on this one episode, where I tell everything about what's going on in my heart and things that I've kind of held in my heart for the last decade that have been very hurtful to me in the homeschool community. And I felt like it was time to just divulge that and share, and to say how I'm moving forward. So that you can find on episode number 123 of the Christian Homeschool Moms Podcast. And you can find that at christianhomeschoolmoms.com/podcast. I believe it's podcast-2 or something like that. But just go to the main website and click on the button that says podcast, and you'll see all the archives of the show notes that I've been able to bring back one by one. So some of you have been looking for the homeschool content. I'm bringing them back. I took a lot of stuff down. I explained it all on the podcast, so go listen to episode 123. I took a lot of things down over the past year because I needed to edit some things, change some things, and also I had some other emotional issues going on that I needed to sort through about homeschooling in general. So now I'm bringing them back one by one. So at this point, I have episodes 123 through downward to episode 104. So you can check out Belinda Bullard's podcast episode from A Blessed Heritage. I could not wait to get hers back. And then I have lots more in the works. I'm planning on interviewing moms for mom chats. We're going to just talk about what homeschooling is like post-COVID. And now that, things have changed a lot. So I'm looking for moms who want to talk about what your life is like as a homeschool mom. And I'm looking for moms of diverse ethnic backgrounds to join me on this podcast and let our voices be heard, and let's talk and let's share what our homeschool spaces look like, what they feel like right now, what life is like, and let's encourage each other. So I know that I've gone through a huge upheaval and major facelifting on this channel the past 6 months because I was trying to figure out how I was going to do what I feel called to do in the world of entrepreneurship and helping mompreneurs. But I feel like I could use this channel to share so much of my life and not restrict it to only homeschooling, not restricted to only business. And I can just use this as my way of sharing kind of my life with you guys. So there may be some vlogs where you'll see a day in the life of my life and mom life, business life, productivity, of course, but and entrepreneurship too, but just kind of a hodgepodge of everything me. Okay, so that's this channel. That's why I named it Demetria Zinga, my name, and then it's slash Mom Zest because that's the name of this channel that I've grown for 10 years. So you guys mostly who have followed me over the years remember me as Mom Zest. So I'm keeping that. And again, if you need the business stuff, I moved some of those over. So check out Mompreneurs and Heels on YouTube and you'll find those business videos there now. So I'm doing some categorizing so it makes more sense. I'm going to take you into the back end really quickly of my Christian Homeschool Moms website so you can see where to find the podcast. And then I'll be back. All right, my friends. So I want to show you very quickly that the Christian Homeschool Moms blog and podcast is back. In fact, I am working on bringing back each one at a time. And I have 123 episodes so far. Probably around 20 or so are back. So I still have to work on about 100 more. But I want to show you briefly how to get to the podcast since it has been missing for 2 years. Go to christianhomeschoolmoms.com and you'll see the newly revamped website, which I will do a walkthrough of the website on another video, I think. Right now, I just want to show you the podcast. If you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you'll see there are links to different things that you can do on the site or different things that you can visit. And one of them is the podcast way at the left-hand corner at the bottom of the page. But to make it even easier, there is a link at the top navigation. It says podcast, click on that and you will find a lot of things here. So first off, you're going to find a way to subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, so in iTunes. Also on Spotify and on Google Podcasts. Now there's a host of other platforms that the podcast is on that you can listen to it as well, but these are the main ones. And I'm going to ask you if you have Apple Podcasts, if you have iTunes, please subscribe there. Okay. You can do Spotify also, but I really like Apple because that way you can then have the opportunity to leave me a review. Now this is a brand new podcast link as opposed to the one that I've had for like 10 years. So it's different and you'll need to resubscribe if you were already subscribed before. So the last podcast episode that I uploaded in 2020 belonged to another RSS feed. So I'm no longer updating that feed. So if you want the updates to see when I offer new podcast episodes, which I hope is every month, at least that's the plan, then you'll need to come to this new feed. So click on Apple Podcasts and resubscribe, and you'll have to do like a whole new review if you would like to leave a review because all my old reviews are gone. That podcast feed is gone. So you will need to resubscribe if you would like to keep up to date. Also, if you scroll down a little further, you'll see many of the audios here listed for you. So you can listen to each one at a time here on the Spreaker app, as well as the archives and show notes. Each and every one of the podcast episodes has its own set of show notes with lots of resources and links. If I interviewed someone, their information is going to be there. In another one of my videos, I'm going to highlight Belinda Bullard because I want you to see her interview or listen to her interview and check out her resources. So I will probably do a whole new video on that. But I just want to show you how to get to the podcast. That's how you do it. Just come to christianhomeschoolmoms.com, click on podcast, and you will have access to all the new info. Okay, so that's how you find the podcast. It's easy to subscribe to it in iTunes, Spotify. It is a new feed, so if you were subscribed to the old one, you'll have to resubscribe. This is going to be a little bit different than how I did things the past decade. Okay, so this is not something I'm working really hard to build. This is something now that I'm kind of relaxed and I am just enjoying conversations with homeschool moms at this point. And of course, I'm going to be selling my homeschool curriculum that I created. And I've been creating all kinds of flashcards and printables and curriculum for younger children as I've worked on OutSchool. And I've been teaching preschool and kindergarten on OutSchool. So I will be sharing that on my Christian Homeschool Moms blog, so you're welcome to purchase anything there and support the podcast that way. And there'll be a lot of different ways that I will monetize the blog and the podcast, but a little bit differently maybe than I had before, since I'm looking at doing my sponsoring a little bit differently, working with different types of companies now. So you'll see all of that in the days to come if you are watching and listening. And one more thing. So I've got a couple of different blogs going on. mompreneursandheels.com is also on the back end right now. As of this recording, it's still being rebuilt or redesigned, I should say, because I moved platforms from one hosting to another. So although it's down at the moment, it will be up shortly. And all of my mompreneur encouragement blog posts will be there. DemetriaZinga.com is my coaching business where I coach solopreneurs and help you to create online income through digital products and content creation. So that is separate, DemetriaZinga.com. And I have a couple more in the pipeline. So yes, I'm keeping busy. Oh, I forgot, Elevate Your Blog, ElevateYourBlog.com. That is for moms who only want to learn how to blog. Just blogging only. You don't care about digital products. Maybe you don't really care so much about sponsorships and affiliate marketing and all that. You just want to learn how to blog for an income. And so I teach that over at elevateyourblog.com. Okay, I think that's all the announcements I have for you on this channel, as I am shifting and changing things up a little bit so that it better meets where I'm going in life, and that it takes into consideration all that I've done over the past decade, and I don't throw anything out. They say don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. I don't like that phrase, but that's what that is for me right now, is recuperating everything that I was kind of on the edge about and just bringing it to the surface and saying, here it is. I hope that it still helps you today. And let's figure out how to make this work so that you guys can have access to all of it. And I can just have different channels that focus on different things. I think it makes more sense, right? So that's all for now. I may have a couple more announcements in the next couple of videos about other things, other projects I'm doing. You guys, I am a serial entrepreneur. I cannot help myself. Okay. So if I start something new, just know that's what Demetria does. Always starting something new. I love starting spaces online and communities and encouraging in every little pocket that I can, that I'm interested in helping with. So if I'm interested in business, I'm going to help encourage women in business. If I'm interested in education, I'm going to encourage there. So wherever those pockets of interest are, I find myself needing to encourage, motivate, and inspire in that area. So that's just what I do. And I like creating content and creating income online. I think I had one more thing to share. I did start a new course recently. So I'm going to share that. It's about digital products. So I'm going to share that in another video. So much going on, guys, but I'm just excited. I'm excited about life and what's going to transpire. Oh, one more thing. I might even offer or show you guys some music as I start to record here on this channel as well. So this channel is going to be a lot of different topics. So I hope you guys are interested in that and are fine with that. So I believe that's all for now. If I have anything else to share, I'll do it in another video because I can't think of anything else right now. But I hope that you enjoy this channel and that you're able to glean from it. If you find that any of the older videos I did about homeschooling were helpful to you, I hope that you will just continue to pass the word along and share with your friends and share with people that you love. and show them the videos. That's why I created them. It's because of my going through the homeschooling my two daughters over the years and feeling the need to, as I was homeschooling, to share that with a larger audience. It was also therapeutic for me to share what I was doing, especially back in 2011, 2012, when there wasn't a whole lot of homeschool YouTubers. There were a few of us, and we were just really authentically sharing our personal spaces with the world to share what we were doing in our homeschool to encourage other people. And at that time, there was no like sponsorships or affiliate marketing or any of that. I wasn't aligned with any brands. It was just me in my home with my kids sharing with you guys what we were doing in our homeschool. And that's what most homeschool vloggers at the time, 10 years ago, were doing. And so I figured that I should keep those videos available to you because they are pretty raw and authentic, like I said, and you'll see our lives when my babies were tiny, or little, 3 years old, 4 years old and up, and the kinds of things that we did in our homeschool at that time when we didn't have, the resources that we have now in 2022. So I'm going to leave all that up for you here. I'm not going to take it down. And to understand why I thought about not doing homeschool videos anymore, no more homeschool blogging anymore, you'll have to listen to the recent podcast of the Christian Homeschool Moms Podcast, episode number 123, to see why I came to that conclusion and then what caused me to reevaluate that decision, and how I'm okay now. Okay. All right, guys. So that's all for now, and I will talk to you another time. Okay. Bye.